소개드립니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. Finally, I said it right in one of my introductions. Thank you, textbook. Yeah, sorry. I was looking back on my last two videos and I was like, I mispronounced the manaso. I was saying manasa instead of manaso. So yeah, now that I've corrected myself, I'm sorry. So today's video is about my beginner's Korean learning studying routine. Before I tell you about my routine though, I just want to say you can use a similar routine for any level of Korean or any language. I'm just saying beginner's Korean because I'm going to mention a few things later on in the video that pertain to beginners only. But if you're not a beginner, I hope you keep watching though. Thank you. So right when I wake up, I eat breakfast and I turn on Arirang News. It is a Korean news channel that is broadcasted all over the world, and it's in English and Korean. It has a pretty good mix of English and Korean. They do a bunch of different things, like they talk about the news that's going on in Korea, they talk about culture, they talk about science, they have a little bit of everything. It's really awesome. Oh, and they have the after school club, so you can listen to K-pop, new music videos, you can watch interviews of K-pop bands. It's really awesome. Again, has a little bit of everything. So you can really help get yourself immersed in the culture and the language by watching Arirang News. So I really recommend that for beginners to get your ear very used to listening to Korean. Then, after waking up and eating breakfast, I go to school, and the car ride to school is about an hour since I go to a college. So I will play K-pop music in the car. So for an hour I'm just like listening to K-pop. I actually listen to a random YouTuber's K-pop playlist. They really know their K-pop music. I really like it. Literally every single time I listen to Korean music, I just pop on that playlist. And they constantly update it. So I'll actually link it below so you guys can jam out to the same music I jam out to. Yeah, music buddies. After that, I don't do too much because then I go to college. When I come home from college, it's around lunchtime, so I'll make myself lunch, and again, I will turn on Arirang so I can watch the afternoon news, and then usually they have like some sort of documentary. Today, since it was the Lunar New Year, they were playing a bunch of like traditional music. They were playing like the drums, and people were dancing and doing that dance. It was very cool to watch. It was a really awesome cultural experience and new thing to learn. They do tons of documentaries like that about culture and art. It's really cool stuff. Like if you're trying to learn Korean, I really recommend not just to learn the language, but also to learn the customs, the culture, and the art. Just get really immersed in them, in the culture. Now this is part of the video that I mentioned earlier that's more specifically for beginners. From my experience, I suggest learning Hangul and sound change rules and get them down pat. So what I do every single day, since I'm still new to learning Korean, is I will go through all my Hangul flashcards, all my sound change flashcards every single day. Or if I'm getting tired of doing that, then I'll watch a video. I'll go to Go Billy Korean's YouTube channel and I'll watch one of his sound change, well, I'll watch 3 of his sound change videos because he has a playlist of sound change rules and there's 3 in it. So I'll watch that if I don't feel like doing the flashcards. But I really recommend learning Hangul and learning your sound change rules and getting them super down pat, practicing them every single day until you catch yourself unconsciously like changing one of the one of the characters without even thinking about the rule, and you're able to read at a very good pace, because Hangul and sound change rules of Hangul, that is the foundation of Korean language, and you need that before you move on to any other thing. As I mentioned in a different video, I just kind of tried to skip that because I was super excited about learning things, and I ended up memorizing a bunch of vocab, a bunch of phrases, and the thing is though, is I learned all those phrases and vocab, but I was mispronouncing all of it, so no one really understood what I meant, or if they did, they were like, wow, that girl. That's because I skipped I paced through the Hangul, I burned through the sound change rules, and I was really sloppy about it, and I just used romanization to try to learn these phrases and words, and I was really mispronouncing everything. And I had to go back, start from square one, and rememorize everything. I wasted all that time because I didn't bother learning the foundation of the language first. So first thing to save you guys all that time, all the trouble, is make sure you get Hangul down pat. Make sure you get sound change rules down pat. It is super important. Don't be just super excited like me and try to learn everything at once, because if you do that, nothing will really stick, and you will probably end up learning it wrong, or unless you're like some super amazing linguist and you get it right away, you're probably going to get it wrong, and then you're going to have to relearn everything, and all you're doing is wasting time. That sounds really negative, but yeah, just try your best to learn a concept before you move on to the next concept, and make sure you're learning the most basic concepts before you move on to complex concepts, because everything builds on to each other. That's why I recommend getting a textbook, because textbooks are constructed to kind of build upon each other. Like, you need to know chapter 1 before you can move to chapter 2. If you don't know chapter 1, you're not going to understand chapter 2. So try your best to understand the basics before you just try to jump right in there and learn everything. Your attitude is great, but the method isn't gonna, that method of just jumping in and trying to learn everything is not gonna work in the long term. So yeah, keep that enthusiasm, but try to control that enthusiasm and put it into like a nice schedule of learning. Because at least for me, that was the best way for me to actually start getting concepts and vocab stuck in my head properly, that I actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about. Another thing I really recommend for beginners is, when I first started off learning Korean, is after I got home from school and like practiced my Hangul, then I actually still do this, is I'll take a notepad and I will write down all my goals for the week, all my goals for the day. So I'll make short-term goals, long-term goals, and I will use that as motivation, and it also helps keep me on track. So for example, I'll write a note saying I want to learn chapter 2 today, I want to review chapter 1 cards, and I want to learn 2 new grammar rules and 2 new sound change rules and really get it down pat. So that would be my goal for today, and then my goal for the week would be to make sure I have flashcards for everything, for all the chapters I learned, and it'd probably be like get through chapters 1 through 5. So if I end up missing a day where I end up not doing chapter 2, I'll just try to get it done before the end of the week. I'm not going to beat myself up, because all that's doing is discouraging yourself. What I'm going to do is say, okay, I didn't get it done today, but I'm going to get it done tomorrow. And if I don't get it done tomorrow, then I'm definitely going to get it done by this week, because that's what I promised myself, and you have to keep to the promises that you promise yourself. Right? Right? Yes. Okay. I'm still going through my Hangul every day. I'm still going through my sound change rules, because I only have it like 75% down pat, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep going through it until everything is very natural, that I can just say it without thinking too hard. And when I'm done with the Hangul concepts and sound change concepts and all the written language parts, then I'll go over my flashcards from the previous day to really try to knock that into my brain before I move on to another chapter. So after I practice Hangul and all the concepts about like the written language, then what I will do is I'll try to put that practice into work. So I'll go on my laptop, I'll type in novelnaver.com, and I will go on a random story. I'll read through the whole page. Obviously, I'm not going to know everything that's written. I probably won't even know 80% of it. But at least I'm practicing reading, I'm practicing pronunciation, I'm putting my skills to work. Even if I don't know what I'm saying, I am practicing. So practice, practice, practice. It's gonna be good. Practicing and studying is going to help you to learn Korean fast. It's gonna help you learn it correctly, and it's just gonna help you become that fluent, native-like speaker that you want to be. After this part, then I will take a little break. I will work out. I will do my homework from school, from college. Maybe I'll take a little nap. I'll write some scripts for YouTube videos. I'll film. That's what I'm doing right now. I just finished studying. I just finished studying, so now I'm doing the video. After that, after I take a nice break, I'm rejuvenated, my brain has relaxed a little bit, then I go back to studying. So then I'll go back to studying. So what I will do is I'll grab my textbook. Currently I'm using Korean Made Simple, Go Billy Korean, and this is his very first book in his series, and I will do whatever chapter I wanted to do for that day. I'll read through the whole chapter, then I'll go back and take notes and I'll put it in my composition book, and then I'll make flashcards for the chapter. Then I'll go over it, all the flashcards. I'll practice reading out everything out loud so I know my pronunciation's good. I'll go on the app Hello Talk, I'll read into the app, I'll post it. I'll post my voice message, and I'll ask people to correct my pronunciation. I'll ask people to help me sound more native. I'll also go on YouTube and type in the concept that I'm learning. Currently I'm on chapter 3, so I'll YouTube I like and I dislike in Korean, and I'll find a video about it. I'll listen to the native speaker, and I'll try to match my pronunciation as much as I can to them, because my ultimate goal is to sound as comfortable in the language as I possibly can. And finally, my very, very last step is when my mom comes home. When she comes home, me and her watch Korean dramas. Korean dramas are a great way to practice your listening skills, plus it's super fun. Currently, I'm watching Hawaii Kiki, and I'm watching, I call it Hway Yugi. Honestly, I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but that's phonetically how it's spelt. Yeah. So yeah, I call it Hway Yugi because it's HWAYUGI in the Romanized version. So yeah, I know I'm probably mispronouncing it. I know I am actually, but it's a great show. So as you can see, I don't really care for long, drawn-out study sessions. I typically do shorter study sessions throughout the day. Personally, for me, that's the best way for me to retain what I'm learning, and by having shorter sessions, I don't feel as tired after learning it, so it makes me more eager to learn more. Also, I feel like it helps me be more productive. But disclaimer, that's just what works for me. This is from my experience. Something else might be better for you, or maybe pieces of this will work for you, and other pieces you're like, nah, I can't do that, I need to do something else, which is great because everyone is different. Find your own study methods, find what is best for you, watch tons of videos about how to make a study routine if you don't know what to do, because honestly, it's so helpful to have a study routine. And remember to have fun, practice, and try to be the best you can be today, and just be happy, have fun, you know, all that jazz. So I hope you guys have a really wonderful day. Comment below if you have any study tips or you want to share your routine. I will love to read it, and maybe it could help someone else out. So I guess that's all I have to say to that. I guess that's all I have to say today. So goodbye, bye-bye.